Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Marek Connell English. Today I'm going to be talking about the topic of plastic surgery. So, as an introduction, I would say something like appearance is everything nowadays, and there is a lot of pressure for people to stay in shape, and the media advertises this kind of idea of perfection that many people aspire to. The fitness industry is booming, and becoming fit takes a lot of time, and some people don't have the patience to go through that process. So people are increasingly taking the drastic decision of going under the knife. Now, there are many different ways that people undergo plastic surgery. The most common things that you can have done are probably a boob job. Sometimes you can have breast augmentation, which is the enlargement of the breasts. And some women opt for breast reduction. So if some women have really big breasts, then it can be uncomfortable when they choose to get them reduced. Breast implants are risky business, I think. Sometimes the implant can rupture and you can have all kinds of problems, maybe an infection or something, which I'm sure is no fun. Me personally, I've never had the pleasure, but I don't really like the idea of playing with silicone fake tits. I don't know, but me personally, I think that it's good to keep things natural. I don't know. Sometimes on the beach, you sometimes see a woman who's just had her boobs done and she's parading her new assets on the beach, and I don't know. If you're going to have something done, it shouldn't be too obvious. Another thing that people often get done is a nose job. People have their nose narrowed generally. Obviously, Michael Jackson went crazy along those lines and totally ruined his appearance, but he didn't only have nose jobs, he probably had a boob job as well. Rest his soul. Shouldn't be making jokes about Michael Jackson because he was a star. Another cosmetic treatment that you can have done is a tummy tuck. So that's basically when they pump all of the fat out of your stomach area, and I think they pin the skin back, and overnight you lose like 20 kilograms or something like that. Obviously it's not a natural way to do things, and it's probably better to go to the gym, but you know, it's an option that's out there and it costs a hell of a lot of money. Liposuction is another thing that you can have done to remove the excess fat from your thighs and reduce the appearance of cellulite around your legs. A facelift is also something that you can have done. I sometimes maybe think about having a facelift because I've got a lot of excess skin around my chin area, and it sometimes annoys me when I see myself in the mirror from a kind of profile point of view. Trust me, I wouldn't have a facelift ever. But that's another option for people nowadays. And then we get into the extreme stuff. So butt implants are something that are relatively new on the scene nowadays. You can get silicone implants in your butt. For me, that's just pretty weird. It's not something I would ever condone for any woman in my family, and I think it's a bit crazy, to be honest. And then you have the extremes, which are probably gender reassignment, where nowadays they can do operations where they totally transform a man into a woman or a woman into a man. They change the genitalia and they pump you full of hormones, testosterone if you're a man and estrogen if you're a woman, and over a period of I don't know how many months you're completely converted into a woman. The father of the Kardashians, I don't know if you guys watch that program, I definitely don't, but he used to be a man and now he's a woman. I think that's pretty extreme. You have to be very brave to do that and have a lot of money and maybe a bit crazy as well. It's definitely not something that I'll ever do. I'm quite happy being a dude. I'll keep it that way. Botox is probably something that's less invasive in terms of cosmetic treatments. You can have some kind of Botox liquid injected into your eyebrows, I think, and they do it around the lips as well, and that kind of fills out the skin and removes any wrinkles that you might have had. But I think it's not a permanent procedure, so you have to have that done maybe once every 6 months or once a year or something like that. There is no shortage of famous people who are going under the knife nowadays and changing their appearance. In many ways, they are role models for the rest of society, and I think they have greatly influenced the plastic surgery movement. And also, we've got images of perfect women and men in men's magazines and women's magazines, and I think we as a society put ourselves under a lot of pressure to look similar. In many ways, the fashion industry and catwalk models are brainwashing us into having quite a distorted perception of beauty and appearance. And obviously, for some people, just genetically, we aren't built to be blonde bombshells. And, you know, we have to bear in mind that many of the images that we see in magazines are photoshopped. So the finished product that we see is not a representation of the person who was photographed initially. I think people are becoming more concerned about appearance at an ever younger age. So nowadays you have 16-year-old girls worried about the size of their butt or if their breasts are big enough and things like that. That's quite concerning, I think. In South America, I get the perception it's in South America. I've heard that very often kids get a present for their 16th birthday or their 18th birthday, and the present is a breast implant operation. I think that's crazy. It's best just to try to accept yourself the way that you are. Sometimes it is difficult. If I was to have anything done, I would have maybe like a hair transplant, because my beard grows kind of very zigzaggy, and that has always annoyed me, but most people don't notice it. I notice it more than anyone else, I think. Yeah, the only thing I would probably consider having done is a beard transplant or a beard implant. I don't know what it's called exactly. I think the only time that plastic surgery is totally justified and worth undertaking is if somebody has a freak accident and their face is disfigured, or if they're born disfigured, or maybe if you're in a fire and your skin gets burnt. If there's an opportunity for you to be operated on and for you to have some kind of level of dignity in terms of your appearance, I think that is totally justifiable. I mean, ultimately, the choice of having plastic surgery rests with the individual, but I think also we need to focus on accepting ourselves the way that we are and trying to find happiness within ourselves rather than outside, if you know what I mean. Okay guys, I'm going to keep this one brief. I hope that has given you some vocabulary and some ideas about things that you could talk about concerning this topic. So subscribe to my channel, please like the videos and share them with friends and family. And until the next time guys, good luck with your exams.